Morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I feel like I can't hear nothing. I got both these things cranked up back here, and because of that one, it is so dadgum loud. Or at least it seems like it to me. I know y'all keep telling me you can't hardly hear it, but it seems loud to me. But anyway, we'll. They still got about another hour or so to go, so we'll see. We can get through it here. Let's see who we got hanging out with us. Troy Pritchard in the house. Good morning, Troy. Happy Monday to you. John Howard's here as usual. Good morning, John. Leo Steger says good morning from Pinkerton, Ohio. Happy Monday. Only 4 more days till the long weekend. Okay. Yeah, that's right. We've got a. Yeah, I guess I didn't realize that. I knew July 4th was coming, but I didn't realize it was this next weekend. Falls on a Monday. All right. Not that it really makes any difference to me. Every weekend's a holiday weekend to me, but anyhow, Clyde's here. Good morning, Clyde. How you doing? Larry Galt says, "Morning, everyone. Cody contacted me and allowed me to sub for a downtown Jenny. Since I already have a 90-degree V-bit coming, I will be ordering all my bits from him in the future." Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, now you got a good selection because you got the 60, the 90, and you'll have a uh, downtown Jenny as well. So that's good. Good deal. Can't wait to see what you make with them, Larry. And congratulations again on being the lucky one Saturday night. Thomas says it was down around 60 this morning. I wanted a sweatshirt. High 77. Yeah. I'm thinking, it's supposed to be a little cooler here this week, and it's kind of overcast, and they're talking like we might get a chance of rain every single day this week. And man, I'm telling you, we need it. If it rains every day, I won't complain. My yard is just burnt slap up. It's especially that side yard. The other side still looks green, but it's green weeds, is all it is. When you get over and look at it close and walk on it, it just crunches. So we desperately need some rain. So hope we get some there. Sean's here this morning. How you doing, Sean? Kevin Ellis is here. Good morning, Kevin. Gary Hammett's in the house. Good morning, Gary. And Darren Birds is here. Good morning, Darren. Yeah, I don't have much to talk about. I started this all ended up being a happy accident, I guess you call it. I wanted to run the prototype of the larger of the two parts of the little carriage. This is the spindle mount part, and I think I've got it dialed in. I got this where it fits in here easy and it'll clamp good. I've got bearings and I've checked those with those holes. They're going to press in nice, I think. So I wanted to run a prototype of the other part, and I thought, well, it's late afternoon, early evening. If I'm going to run it and leave it run, I need to run it on the quiet one because I knew the runtime was going to be a while. The Creality slicer said, I think it said almost 13 hours, 12 hours and 50 something minutes or something. And I've learned that you need to add at least, depending on how big it is, you need to add at least 30 minutes to an hour and a half or so more than that. So I knew that if I left that one or started it and left it run, it was going to be running through the night. So I thought, well, I'll put it on the quiet one. And I sliced it, stuck it over there, started run a little bit, and I'm like, nah, it's not sticking good on this one spot. So I'd stop it, try to adjust the bed a little bit, start it again. Just just couldn't get it to stick right there on that little this one corner. And so I shut it down, fiddled with the leveling again, tried it a third time, and I'm like, okay, I think it's sticking this time. So I let it run. It ran probably about 30 minutes, and then I can see where that corner was. It was starting to lift up, and I'm like, nuts. So, and in the meantime, I'd already thought, well, let me just put it on the other one, the noisy one. And of course, it lays it down perfect and starts running perfect. I'm like, okay, great. I guess I'll let that one run all night and it'll just be noisy. But then I was still determined to try to figure out what was wrong with this one. So I came back, brought it back in the slicer, and I turned it 90 degrees. I thought, all right, you don't like going that way. I'll turn it the other way. And after I did that, then it started laying it down perfect. So I thought, well, okay, I'm going to let them both run. And of course, now the quiet one was a little bit behind the noisy one, but I thought, well, it's the faster of the two, so they'll probably still finish somewhere close to the same time. So I just let them both go. And they are running like a champ. I was trying to figure out how I can show you, but I couldn't get when I put my surveillance client, which is my security thing, on this screen. I was going to put it on the screen over here and then share it with you so you could see what they're doing. But I can't get camera 7 to show up, and camera 7 is that one right there. You can see I've got it off to the side so that it's kind of keeping an eye on both of them. But anyway, I'll have it. It'll be finished tomorrow. I can show you. And it looks like they're both going to turn out really good. So looking forward to finish playing around with that. And these are still prototypes. These aren't going to be the final things because I still need to get a couple other parts and modify one or two other little things. But I thought, well, I'll go ahead and let them run just to see if they work out okay. And the bearing, because you got to get that hole just right, because I want to be able to press in that bearing, get it where it'll go in pressed but not crack. And then of course I don't want it too sloppy. So I think I've got that part figured out. We'll see when these get done. Anyway, let's see. George says, good morning all. Monday, mostly sunny, expected high 72, low 55. Man, that's some good weather right there. I'd like to have a day like that. George also says, what a day yesterday. I had to drive an hour and a half to Detroit Metro Airport at midnight to pick up granddaughter returning from Corpus Christi. Her first words, I am freeing. Okay. Oh, I am freezing, I bet, was her first words. Yeah, I bet you there's a Z left out of there. Clyde says, did you get the home switches working? Well, I have not, but I haven't tried. I just got my, I told you I ended up ordering the wrong little JST connectors, and I reordered the correct ones, and they came in yesterday. But again, it was so hot and stuff. By the time Amazon brought them yesterday afternoon, it was so dadgum hot. I thought I'm not gonna fool with it. And I was in here working on some other stuff in the AC, so did not. I'll probably try to get those going one day this week. And I've also got still sitting right back there, I think above my finger, is my little hockey puck thing for the Z probe. So I'll try to get that hooked up as well. Plus, I want to try to run a little project or two um, this week on that thing, because if it's going to be cooler out, I want to get out there and I got my pole saw came in. What was that? Came in Friday, I think, while we were doing the coffee sessions, and I still haven't taken it out of the box. And I went out there. I told you how they do. They kind of just barely stick it on the porch and leave it hanging out where if it rains, it would get wet. Well, fortunately, we hadn't had any rain. But I go out there and that thing, I mean, he barely had it on the porch because that box was like 6 feet long. It's real narrow, skinny box. And he had about 3 foot of it just sticking out from under the porch. And I'm like, yeah, you knucklehead. They are so sorry. I swear. And they're getting worse. They're really getting worse than what they used to be. At least I think so. I don't know if you guys, I know you guys order a lot of stuff from Amazon too, but I think they're really getting the slackers starting to work there now. Larry Gaunt says, yep, if she was in Texas, her blood was very thin, hundreds yesterday. So it went from 100s to what George said, 72 or something. Yeah, she probably was cold. Good morning, Rob. Rob's in the house. I glad to see you here this morning. Man, we had a fun show Saturday night. Man, we had a lot of good questions. A lot of what I think were first-time folks popping in there, so that was kind of cool. Really enjoyed getting all those questions like that, and some of them we even answered correctly, I think. I'm not sure, but or thoroughly confused on one. I got a question for y'all, all you CNC folks out there. I was looking for something just like 2 minutes before I hit the live button here. And I was looking for something else, but I found a file that I got. I don't even know where I got this. Probably one of them Facebook groups or something. But it's a King Tut calendar. So it's kind of like I'll show it here. Let me share my screen. It's kind of like let me turn the tool pass off. It's kind of like the Aztec calendar, and I think there's a Star Wars calendar or something. I didn't even know I had this. I was looking for something else, but man, look at the detail in that thing. I wonder if my little 3018 could do something like that. May have to put one of them pointy bits in there and try that. Of course, I can't make it real big. I see. I think the biggest I could make it's about not quite 7 inches diameter. So I don't know. That might kind of cut into the detail a little bit too. But I might try it. I don't know. Might be a good one to do with. And I found some pieces of 1/2-inch MDF out there that I just cut into blanks. And I think that might look cool if and this is the way I used to make my Aztec calendars. I would take 3/4 MDF and I'd get a piece of course, I'd make those big. I'd make it about 24 by 24, the blank, and I'd set it on there. And then I would make the calendar about 22 inches in diameter. But before I would do it, I would stain that MDF, just really soak it down with that Minwax ebony stain. And then, of course, when you carve it, after that stain is soaked in, you carve it, then you get the brown contrast of the MDF against that black. So I might just try that. I think that might be Might be pretty cool. I just don't know about trying to do it on that little one though, because there's a lot of really fine detail. I mean, what the heck? I'll try it. No guts, no glory, right? But yeah, I didn't even realize I had this. I was looking for something else. I was actually looking for a flag because I know I've got one of those wavy flag ones somewhere too, because I ran one before. But anyway, I thought I might try to run one of those since we got the July 4th thing coming up. But I'll try that. What the heck? Yeah, Rob said that would be a good test. I know it's going to take a while though, because that would take a while on any machine with all that stuff. But what the heck? Set it up, let it go, see what happens. Just let it go. Might have to put it on there though, as I have no idea how level that bed is, or not level, but trammed to the spindle thing. So I might have to, put some kind of an end mill on there or something and spend a little time trying to surface it a little bit. But a lot of times when I do stuff like that, instead of surfacing the whole board, I just put a circle that's a little bit oversized to that and just surface that part, because that's where the carving's going to be. No need to get the corners. You're going to be cutting those off anyway. So let's see. Good morning, Jesse. Jesse's here. How you doing, Mr. Brown? Let's see. Jim Senecola's here. Good morning, Jim. How are you doing this morning? Hope you're doing well. How's the wife? Hope she's getting around good now. And also curious about your little e-bike thing. You still putting the miles on that thing. Mr. Schuster says, I got home in time to watch the last 5 minutes of the show. 6 o'clock in the West is hard to make. Yeah, it is. It is. That's supper time there. But I'm glad you got to watch a little of it. And of course, there's always the rerun, If you think you missed anything good, you can always go back and watch the rerun. Yeah, Rob says I always surface the top. Yeah. Yeah, that's to me that's the easier way to do it than to worry about whether your whole spoil board is dead perfect, because most likely even after you surface it, you wait a few days, it's still not going to be perfect. But to me, the only way to make sure you get it halfway perfect is to set your workpiece on there, surface it slightly, take a pencil and mark on it, make sure you got all the pencil lines gone. And then right after that, run your program. Don't let it sit there a few days, because, stuff moves. So, all right, good deal. Jim says the missus is coming along. 2 more physical therapy sessions. All right, good deal. That's awesome. That is awesome. But yeah, still didn't find that flag I was looking for. And I'm not sure how to search for it, because I have no idea what it was called. But I actually, when I had a stack of stuff up under the little workbench right under where my 3018 is. And I thought, well, let me just see what's in here. And that's where I found the little pieces of MDF. Some of them, it's where I'd done kind of either painted it black or ebony stain. I think it was the ebony stain stuff. And then I would V-carve scroll saw patterns. Some of them I got from Charles Deering. He has a ton of scroll saw patterns. And a lot of times you can bring one of those in and do the bitmap trace on it. Maybe just a little cleanup if there's any those little rectangle things on it. And run a V-carve as is and get some nice looking pictures. I did one of an old barn that way. But anyway, when I was going through that stack, I found these blank pieces of MDF, and I set those aside because they're all small, which will fit nice on the little 3018. And then I also found one that I guess I'd done it on the Avid, or Gatton CNC1. I'm not sure which machine I ran it on, but it was of a wavy flag that I think had an eagle on it too. So I thought, well, that'd be a good one to run on that little machine, but I couldn't. But now I got to find the file. I guess if I go out there and look on my computer that runs my Avid, it's probably on there. And if I ran it with my Gatton CNC, then it should be on the computer that I'm using for the 3018, because that's the one I took out of the kiosk. So I'm sure I'll find it. It's when you've been doing this stuff as long as I have, you have files scattered out everywhere. Because a lot of times I start out by doing stuff here in the office, but then, I'm on my third or fourth office computer since I've moved here 15 years ago. So you can't just say, oh, well, it's on the office computer, because you think, well, it was a long time ago. So what computer was I using in 2012 or whatever? So I don't know. It's just really hard to keep all this stuff in one place. But I will, I'm going to do a search now. I'm just going to put flag and see what it finds. Surely got some kind of flag in the title. Let's see here. Jim says he loves his e-bike conversion. I bet you do. I think those things are kind of cool. If I had a bike, I don't even have a bicycle. If I had one, I might be thinking about doing that, because me, I like to tinker with stuff. I think it'd be fun just to do it. Rob says lumber is not perfectly flat, especially after a glue up. So even if the spoil board is perfect, the top of the lumber might not be. Yeah. That is true. And that's what I mean. If you surface the spoil board and, get it where it's that, you clean it up where you get rid of all the stuff where you carved into it and all that. And then just not worry about too much whether it's dead nuts perfect, all the corners and all that, because it's probably not going to be. Just get it as close as you can. And then still, when you do a smaller piece, stick it on there and at least surface the part that you're going to be cutting. That's the way I like to do it. And then especially V-carving, because it's really noticeable, even if you've got like 20 thou difference from one end of a board this long to the other, and it's got text in it. It really shows up. It doesn't look good. So, or something like that little calendar thing. Let's see. Sean says, worst case, I've ended up just searching file type and going through the list till I see the name that sounds right. Yeah, just look for I guess that would be an STL because it's a 3D file of some kind. Client says, same here. I can never remember the file name. Yeah. And see, I'm bad about thinking, oh, I'm going to be smart. I'm going to create a folder and put this in here so that I can, and then I can never remember what I named the dadgum folder. So I end up doing a search anyway. So it's running now looking for a flag, but it's not. And it may not even be because I'm looking on the C drive and it may be on, I have an F drive, which is a external hard drive. It's one of those like 8 terabyte things I got off of Amazon. So it's still finding some stuff. I don't know. We'll wait till it gets done popping up. George wants to know about your bike. Jim Senecola says, what did you do to make the e-bike? I have been thinking about one. I think Jim did a video. Didn't you, Jim? I'm thinking you did. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, let me switch to this drive and look for flag in it. It's going now, looking, so we'll see what it finds. Jim says, I had a Scott bike, 2013 vintage. I bought a kit from Johnny Nerd Out. That's a cool name. Johnny Nerd Out. About $1,100. All right. That sounds cool. Okay, and Jim says, yes, he did a video. All right. Let me, that didn't find anything with flag on it on that one. Let me go over here to the YouTubes, and I will post a link to Jim's video. If I can find it. There he is. There is the video. So let me grab that link. And I will post it right there for you, George. So, or anybody else that wants to see it, y'all go check that out. There he is. Yeah, the video's not that long. Looks like it's a little less than 5 minutes. So go check it out, give it a thumbs up and all that jazz. I just realized I hadn't given it the thumbs up, so I just did, Jim. I hadn't. Maybe it's because I'm in the coffee session thing in YouTube. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Yeah, I'll go check it out. Hey, there's my favorite solar man right there. It's good to have my old buddy back on the Saturday night show, helping me flag him questions. There's my time. There is my time. I guess we'll get off of here. These things still have, I can't tell how much that one has left because, since I swapped that board out, it just tells me how long it's been running and what percentage is done. It doesn't tell me the remaining time, but the other one does. And it said, when I first came in here, it said it had an hour and 42 minutes left. So it should be about a half hour or so left, I think, right now. But I'm pretty excited to get those parts. I think they're going to both turn out good, assuming I did my calculations right and got the size of those holes right for the bearing and stuff, which I think I did. So pretty stoked about about that. So anyway, we'll get out there and play around with that little King Tut file and continue to search for the flag file, and hopefully get a chance to play around with that today. And also the homing switches. Do that too. All right. So everybody have a good Monday. Stay cool. And we will see y'all tomorrow for number 512. Have a good one, everybody.